At the end of the day, a business that is going to not only survive but thrive has to have a component in which you talk about money. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Tamara and I am a first-year flower farmer here in southern Wisconsin, Zone 5A. We are right outside of the capital city, Madison, in a smaller town called Verona. We actually live right in town on about 3/4 of an acre. Bike path is about 50 yards from our house and another 50 yards and you're right smack downtown Verona. So we are very, very much in town. Today in this video, we are going to talk all about money. I am not a financial guru. I am not a professional, but I have successfully budgeted for our family for over 10 years. In the past 5 years, my husband and I have worked very, very diligently in order to get out of debt, everything except the house. We had found ourselves after the first 10 years of marriage in about $60,000 of debt, and that was not even including a house. That was auto loans, that was student loans, that was credit cards, that was personal loans, lots of mess. We worked very hard, made a lot of sacrifices, we've got out of debt, and that's how I plan to build this business. When you no longer have debt, I can't even express to you the amount of freedom that you have in the ability to change your mind or not have to stick with something when you don't owe anybody anything. So that is how we plan to build our business. It may be built a lot slower, but I rather have the flexibility as the market changes, as demand changes, as unique things come into the market and there needs to be a space and someone to fill those gaps. I want to be that person and I don't want to be bound to something else that maybe I don't love or something else just because I have a debt associated to it. So today I am talking about my first year goal in terms of how much I want to make, my sales outlets, my marketing, and how I'm going to reinvest that money into this business. We plan on going from a $2,500 first year goal to a 6-figure farm in 5 years. We plan on reinvesting every single dollar for those first 5 years into our business, enough money where we can actually start taking home an income. But until then, we really do plan on building this business, scaling this business, and hopefully either creating demand or fulfilling demand, whichever is available to us in those first couple of years. Okay, so $2,500 is our first goal. For some people, that may seem really small. For me, it seems doable, but a reach. And here is why. 1, I don't have anything flowering in my garden yet. And 2, I am not in any market this year. I was unable to get into our local market because it's very small and it was capped probably at about 10 or 15 vendors. Not to pursue any other markets in our area because then I kind of got freaked out. What if I don't have any flowers? Maybe I shouldn't take up a booth and come with nothing. So I decided to forego that. So that's number 1, $2,500 goal. Not out of reach, but definitely a challenge for me, seeing that I'm not in any markets and I don't have any flowers blooming. 2, what are sales avenues? Well, I have 4 in mind. The first is I am going to create a farm stand out at the front of our house. We get a lot of traffic because we are on one of the main streets that comes into town, and we do have a lot of visibility. So we plan on putting a farm stand every Saturday and Sunday and have bouquets available for sale. My goal is 10 weeks times 10 bouquets times $20, which is $2,000. That'll get that first chunk out of the way. Second sales avenue is bouquet bars. I plan on hosting 2 bouquet bars, hopefully mid to late summer, where I'm going to invite the public to build their own bouquet and take something home that is their own creation. I'm hoping to do 2, and I'm hoping to get 10 people who are spending an average of $25 for $250 and $250, which is $500. That would get to my $2,500 goal. I think it's completely doable. Third option is there are some florists in the area and I'm going to reach out to them. I plan on sending an email with me, my flowers, and offering maybe $50 to $100 of sample flowers over the course of several weeks, maybe the entire summer, just to start building that relationship. Do I expect them to buy from me? No. But do I expect them to remember me? Maybe. So hopefully that'll prove to have maybe a couple sales, maybe not, but maybe I'm securing future self some of those sales. 4, I am hoping that there are some DIY brides out there who hear of me and ask or request several buckets so that they are able to make their own bouquets. A lot of brides sometimes just want something to hold for their wedding photos and a few little small things, bud vases or short arrangements that can go on every table. Rounds out the feel of the wedding and gives a pop of color on every table. So I'm hoping maybe one, maybe two brides, hopefully in around the $250, $300 mark. If I were to do that, I would definitely surpass my goal. It'd be amazing, but nothing that I'm holding to and crossing my fingers for. That's not part of the plan this year. If it happens, that's great. Long term, I do want to do that, but if it doesn't happen this year, again, that is okay because we've already hit that $2,500 mark. I think I said 4 ways, but I do imagine a 5th way, and that is just doing a custom arrangement or a custom bouquet by request. So there you have it. I have 5 different sales channels, 2 that I'm really banking on, and 3 that if income comes in, that's great. Or if relationships are just built, that's okay too. Lastly is my marketing plan. So I did not get into our farmers market, but guess what? One of my really good friends did. And she was brainstorming with me the other day and she said, why don't we put a display bouquet at my stand on Wednesdays when we are holding the farmers market? This can be a preview bouquet of what customers can expect at your farm stand on Saturday and Sunday. She's like, you can leave your name, your address, your Venmo number, your business cards, and I will be able to direct people to your flower farm and they'll be able to find you that way. I thought it was a brilliant idea, and so we are going with it. And so every week that I have enough flowers to make a display bouquet and then enough flowers to be able to make 10 bouquets per weekend, I will be showcasing one of my bouquets at her stand. It is super gracious of her, and it was such a smart idea, and I'm super stoked to follow through with that for this season. The other way that I'm going to market is by word of mouth. So word of mouth and displaying my flowers at the farmer's market with my friend at her stand are the ways that I'm going to move forward with marketing and advertising this year. There are several things that I have kind of in the works that I'm thinking about doing, but they involve so much time and so much effort that I do not have this summer while tending to the garden. So I am going to plan on working and investing my time into those things, waiting until the fall and winter time to be exploring some of those other avenues in terms of marketing, like having a website and things like that. Lastly, if I meet this goal of $2,500, what am I going to do with it? Well, first, I'm going to buy all of my seeds. Seeds are probably going to run me about $700. Another $400 is probably going to be spent on reinvesting in seedling trays and things like that. If you watched my last video, you know that I ordered from Amazon. Nothing really fit together. Things were melting in the sun. Some of the plastic was really cheap. The trays were too deep and I couldn't water them, and it has been a mess. I'll probably gift most of those things to family and friends and then buy strictly from one outlet like Bootstrap Farmer or Johnny's Seeds or right from my local nursery. Third thing that I want to invest in is a hoop house. I think that is going to benefit our farm greatly. We'll be able to push up tulips and ranunculus and anemones a little bit before the season. We'll be able to push the stem length on things like celosia and basil and lisianthus and things that really like the heat. And then we'll be able to put our mums under cover, since when they start blooming, it's mid to late October, early November, we get frost, we get wet, we get icky. And so having them under cover will be exceptional, and I'm very excited. So a hoop house is something that I really want to invest in. I'm looking at Farmer's Friend. They have a Gothic style, which is perfect for our climate. We get a ton of snow in the winter, and because they are shaped with the kind of point at the top, the snow is able to slide off versus the rounded, more caterpillar style tunnels where the snow kind of just dips and sinks. And then you have to come out with a broom and brush it off. That is my plan for investment. So we are gonna bust our tail really hard this summer and really push for that $2,500 sale. I'm super excited for you to be here and stick along with us through this journey. I think it's gonna be exceptional. I am super excited. I am ready to rock and roll. I feel like truly, finally at 37 years old, I found what I like to do. I feel like this is my calling, and I am super jazzed. Thank you so much for sticking with me up until this point. So as promised, the 2 really fun, exciting pieces of news. First, I got my first sale. So I am going to be making a 10 stem peony bouquet, Thank you so much because you purchased the first blooms from P Street Flower Farm, and I am super, super grateful for you. Second bit of news is I just made a very, very scary but exciting investment. I just purchased 2,400 tulip bulbs. I will not tell you the price yet. I will tell you how much I spent on them when I do my video on how much it costs to be a flower farmer in the first year, which I will do later on in the season, just to make sure that I have every single expense covered. I am very, very detailed and very, very diligent about keeping my receipts, keeping tally, and really I will have a very accurate figure for you on how much I have spent this year. But enough about money. The exciting news is that 2,400 tulips will be coming from the website Dutch Grown. I believe they are coming from overseas, and they will be here in the fall, because if you don't know, tulips are trenched in the fall and then they are harvested in the spring. That cut me off there, but these are specialty tulips. Some of them are doubles, some of them are parrots, some of them are singles, but they are gorgeous and they are coming in a truckload. I am so freaking excited. So a video on varieties and all of that stuff, and give you all the specific details